Okay, so you're ready to go on to the homeowners portion? Oh, okay. Awesome. 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 So let's move on to the homeowners. Oh, and forgot to mention earlier, when were you actually planning on moving in? Gotcha. Okay, so you have a couple weeks then before you close. Okay, awesome. So, oh, on Halloween. Nice. Well, happy Halloween. Hopefully your house isn't haunted. Ooh. I play too much. I know. Just trying to lighten the mood a little. All right. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first is I'm just gonna go ahead and Google your address, right? And feel free to look at what I'm looking at too. So I'm gonna Google your address and I'm gonna use either Redfin or Trilla or Zillow, whatever I can find, and just look at pictures of your house and certain details on that. And I'm gonna run through what I see. Let me know if that looks accurate or not, and we can tweak some things, okay? Yeah, that's just my way of sort of not having to bug you with too much, because there's a lot of little questions, right? And if I can do as much research as I can without having to bug you with all the questions, then I will. But I'll ask you to verify a few things here or there. That just makes the process a little bit smoother for me. So bear with me here real quick. So what was that address again? That was 1234 Sesame Street, Chicago. What was the zip? Okay, great. Okay, there we go. So it's got both Redfin and Zillow. So if one doesn't have information, then I'll try the other one. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Do you have it pulled up too? Okay, I'll wait a second. Okay, got it. Okay, awesome. So this is your house, right? This looks about right. Okay, cool. They didn't do any major renovations. It looked completely different. Nothing like. Okay. All right. Awesome. Let's see. It says square footage. We're looking about 1,750. Sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, look. If it's a little off, that's fine. But yeah, as long as it's close enough. Okay, so we'll go with that. So it's a decent size. It's pretty standard for the suburbs-ish. Okay, cool. Yeah, but for a place in Chicago, that's not bad, right? Since it's in the city, yeah, that's really not too bad. Okay, when was it built? Okay, I'm showing year built was 1955. That sound about right? Yeah, yeah, that's what they told you it was about in the 50s. Okay, we'll stick with that for now. Okay, and that's actually not bad for Chicago. A lot of buildings in Chicago were built in the 20s, the 30s, the 10s even. Yeah, some of the newer neighborhoods obviously is different, but in your heart of Chicago, it's gonna be hard. You're gonna be hard to find something built in the 60s or later. Yeah, unless it's big apartment building or something. But most of your single family dwellings, yeah, it really depends on your neighborhood, but I'd say that's pretty standard. Don't worry about it. The most important things are your updates when you've had things updated. So I'll run through that a little bit. Okay, do you know when the roof was last replaced? Oh, well, that's good. Is it about 2015? You said, so that's what they told you. The plumbing, do you know? exactly, but okay, yeah, I can work with it. So probably in about, yeah. Okay, gotcha. I can work with that. I'll just put 2005. Okay. Um, wiring your electricity. Yeah, your breakers, fuses. Yeah. Okay. 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 Anything done to your heating? Okay. Okay, awesome. Sounds good. And looking over the pictures, it's really only like a picture of the front. So, yeah, it's weird how sometimes they have the full picture and sometimes they don't. So, it looks like the front is brick, right? Oh, yeah, and the siding is okay, right? So basically, we're gonna put it as 25% brick. Okay, and then 75% is gonna be siding. And you know if that's just like your regular old siding, or is that is it like wood or wood or like metal siding? Like, do you know what kind of material it is? Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's pretty standard. Gotcha. Okay, that's probably good. Yeah, metal and wood has its problems. So, gotcha. Okay, cool. Okay, and it looks like there's a little bit of a shed and a fence too. Okay, awesome. So, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna hit this button, and it's gonna give me an estimation, or an estimate, of how much we should be insuring for it, right? So we can play around with that a little bit. Usually it's pretty spot on though. So, oh, actually, I forgot. Silly me. Do you have a basement? Yeah. Okay. And does that make up the square footage? Including that or not including what you already gave me? Okay. Fully updated. It's not like a partial finished basement. Fully. Okay. Awesome. Sorry, I almost forgot about that. Anyway, so I'm going to do this estimate, right? And it's going to spit out some numbers for me. And it's going to say we are going to recommend about this much building coverage and all the other coverages, right? So bear with me here while that processes. Oh, yeah, you're saying it was about $100,000 home. That's not bad for Chicago, yeah. Yeah, especially because it's a pretty decent size. That's pretty nice. Okay. So we have the. Okay, awesome. Here we go. I'm gonna run through all the coverages and what it is suggesting that you have. And again, we can tweak it a little bit. Don't worry. Okay, so the dwelling is at. Okay, so as far as the building itself, it recommended that we go ahead and insure you for $1,255. Okay, and then we have separate structures, and yep, that is going to be, let's see. Give you. Okay, bear with me. Sorry, my computer's acting a little weird. It's just frozen up a little bit. Bear with me. Okay. It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. 12,500. And then this is the coverage, not the price, don't worry. Yeah. And then we also have your personal property at, okay, about 70,000. Okay, liability. I'm gonna go ahead and put you at 30. Hold on, I'm gonna put you 3 there. Okay. And then for medical, let's go ahead and put you the standard of that. Okay. Finishing up here, 1 second. Okay, and I know I briefly touched on this before, but as far as sewer backup water sump pump kind of coverage, were you considering that? Yeah, it's always optional. Yeah, so it's not flood insurance per se, right? Flood insurance is basically it's managed through the government. Now, certain agents, such as myself, are capable of offering flood insurance coverage, but it's actually technically through FEMA, through the actual government, that they give us some capability of quoting, but we take all that information and like provide it to an outside source and get it through them. So it's technically not through our company, it's through FEMA, through the federal emergency. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But this is different because this is not for flood. This is, let's say, water is just pouring in through one of your windows, right? Or you have an issue with your sump pump and it's not regulating properly, so it starts to overflow into your basement. So it's going to cover you for that. It's not normally covered unless you buy this optional endorsement. Yeah, most people get 25/50,000 coverage for that. Yeah. Okay, okay, well, again, I can give you the numbers with and without, but usually it's a couple $100. It depends on basically your house. It depends on how much building coverage and other stuff that we have on it. And also it's going to depend on like flood zones and this and that. It's going to run all those numbers and look at average claim payouts and frequencies in your area on top of your building coverage itself, and it's going to come up with that number. But usually it's $100, $200, $500 for a really nice place. So that's kind of what you're going to be looking at. I'm going to go ahead and assume it's going to be like 200 or 300 for you. But yeah, we'll look at it. We'll look at it, and we can bump up those limits or just take it off, depending on what we end up looking at. Okay. Shrubs, okay. And again, I'm just entering more details about your home and finalizing a few things here, just the nitty-gritty stuff, and it's gonna finish, create a whole proposal for me with all the coverages and how much they all cost individually and everything. So I'm just finishing up a few things, and we'll have that for you here in a second. Okay. Yep, sounds about right. Okay, good. Okay, got it. Okay. And as far as your interior goes here, It's asking me a few questions on that. Pretty standard. It looks like you do have some marble or quartz or okay, for your countertops, and that's pretty standard stuff. It's not, let's say, shipped in from Italy and specially customized, and there's no waterfall flowing off any crazy lights or any really expensive chandeliers. Like you're pretty standard Midwestern home. Okay, cool. I can work with that. Okay. Okay, and it looks like as far as your flooring goes, it looks like you have is that wood floor in sort of the entryway and into the kitchen, right? And the rest is all carpet, right? No, except for the bathrooms. Are they laminate or are they tile? Okay, gotcha. So that is tile and cool. So I'm finishing up here. It's gonna generate all this in a second. Okay, so that's I just hit the button and it's generating everything. It's gonna print out a quote, and then, like I said, we can go back in and we can tweak a few numbers here or there if you don't necessarily agree with things, or if you want me to give you a little bit more on a certain topic for whatever reason, a little less or more. Yeah, but it's generating, so bear with me as it processes, and then I'll email you it. Actually, since we're doing this virtually, and you can look it over while I'm looking it over too. Yeah. So let me generate that, and I'm going to email it over to you. Okay, great. Okay, you ready? Okay, I'm emailing it. I just got it. So, let me. Just typing out the email for you a little bit. Okay, attaching and sent. Okay, let me know when you get it. Okay, cool. No, take your time logging in. It's fine. I get it. You can get on your phone though. Okay, cool. Okay, you're pulling it up. Okay, it's just loading. Okay. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let me start from the beginning, and I'm going to just run down all the coverages that we're providing you with this first quote, and let me know what you think about the premium if we need to tweak anything, okay? Cool. So the first things first, we have the dwelling. So that is your building coverage, right? Your literal home, right? So your walls, your roof, your windows, the core elements of your building, of your home, right? Okay. So I came up with a cost, or not a cost, I came up with a coverage amount of $125,500. Yeah, no, I know you said that you were paying $100,000, but that's different because that's the market value. So the market value doesn't necessarily line up with the actual construction cost. Yeah, because construction cost can be manipulated because there's profit margin in it, and depending on the housing market, it could go up and down a little bit. But we're looking at the raw cost of the materials that it would take, that the contractors would have to buy to rebuild your home completely from scratch, right? So we're looking at the labor cost and the material cost for all the components they would need to build it. So it's not always the same. It can actually be a bit more than the market price most of the time. Yeah, especially because, this building has been built already. It's been built for a while, and I'm sure when it was built back in the 50s? Yeah, when it was built back in the 50s, the cost for wood is different. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the cost of wood right now is pretty crazy. So lumber costs through the roof. It's nuts. Yeah, so typically the cost of rebuilding it nowadays is not going to be the same as, what you're paying for it, because there's a lot of factors built into that. So typically it's going to be a bit more. It's going to be 10, 15, 20, 25% higher, depending on where you are and what kind of building materials we need to replace your home. So that's why you may be paying $100,000, but we're actually valuing the cost at $125,500. Yeah, it's always better to have some wiggle room. Now, as far as separate structures, we have $12,500 worth of coverage on that. So what that's going to cover, it's going to cover your fence, and it's going to cover, it looks like you said you have a shed. Yeah, it's going to cover your shed. It's going to cover that. Let's say you have a pool, yeah, maybe down the line, but if you have a pool, like a deck with that, that's going to all be covered under your separate structures. And if need be, yeah, let's say you do build a pool in the future and you're building a nice deck around it if it's above ground or something, then we can go back and we can bump that up a little bit. They just take a certain percentage of the building coverage to determine that as just like an average starting point. But yeah, like I said, if you do install a pool and get a nice new deck, we'll bump that up a few grand for you if need be in the future. Yeah, so just come to me, next summer, if you do continue with those plans, and we can evaluate from there if we need to bump that up or not. Okay. Now we have a personal property limit of 70,000. Okay, and does that sound about right? Oh yeah. Okay. I'll define it a little bit more. So your personal property is, and I've heard this used. It's kind of a funny example, but maybe not the most accurate example. Let's say we pick up your home and we shake it, we rattle it around, right? We flip it upside down. Everything that falls out, except for your broken windows. That's your building coverage, but that's why I say it's not the best example. Everything that falls out is your personal property, right? So, in essence, we're talking about things that you have bought and brought and put into the home, right? So we're talking about your couch, we're talking about your computers, we're talking about your kitchen table, yeah, we're talking about your clothes, yeah, your kitchen supplies, your knives, your cutting board, yeah, all that stuff. That is personal property because it's stuff that you personally bought and own and put into this house. So we're putting that at about 70,000 is what it suggested. Yeah. Yeah, and usually it's about 50-75% of your actual dwelling. They recommend that as far as personal property goes, right? Because that stuff really adds up. All your couches, your TVs, especially if you have more than one TV. Yeah, all that stuff, all your furniture, all of your clothes, all of your kitchen supplies, you know, your Halloween decorations, your Christmas decorations, all that adds up. Yeah, and it might be that we put too much right now, right? Because you're still moving. You said, yeah, you were renting before, so you're gonna end up buying more things. So trust me, once you keep buying stuff for your house, it's gonna grow. You'll get there. Yeah. Yeah, I know 70,000 sounds like a lot, but trust me, once you finish buying all your stuff, and you just keep buying stuff over time, yeah, trust me, it'll add up. As far as personal liability, we are looking at $300,000 worth of liability coverage. So, you don't have to go that high. You could go 100,000, but we always recommend at least 300,000. Yeah, no, definitely. So, yeah, you're on the right track. So, liability is legal protection. So, let's say someone is visiting your house and they trip and fall. They're coming after you, and they say, it's your fault. Who keeps a skateboard in their closet? I don't know. Whatever. And they trip and fall, and they break a hip or a leg or something, and now they're coming after you, not only for medical payments, but they think that, oh, you should have been salting your porch more, so it's your fault that you didn't do that. It's basically people are suing you for something that happened right inside of your property or on your property, on your driveway, in your yard. Yeah, yep, so that's where that comes into play, is if someone's suing you for things that happened on your property. Yeah, and also kind of going in conjunction with that, on the same vein of thought, we also have your medical payments of 5,000, right? So that is like literally, let's say someone slips and trips over your skateboard and falls and breaks leg, whatever, because you just left it out in your kitchen or your closet or whatever, and they slip on it, right? Or we would pay $5,000 of medical to take care of a broken leg, something like that. But that liability will kick in if they try to sue you and say this is happening because of XYZ reasons, so I'm gonna sue you for money because I know you can afford it. And not only was it the medical damages that we need to pay for, but I had therapy over this event because of how much it traumatized me. But or I went out of work for a few weeks, so I want you to pay me my lost wages. Liability is just the legal stuff. Yeah. On that, we have a deductible of $2,500, which is pretty standard these days. It used to be you could find $1,000 deductibles, so we don't really offer those that much anymore. We'll grandfather people in if you already have them, but pretty much that's what you can expect. If you want, we can bump that up higher, but that's just in essence, you have a claim, you're gonna have to pay out at least $2,500 before your insurance kicks in. That's what that means. Okay, got it. And now we have ordinance of law of 10,000 coverage, worth of coverage. So ordinance of law is, in essence, let's say we have to completely rebuild your home, right? And like you said earlier, your home was built in 1950s, so the standard quality for your roofing, your plumbing, your electric isn't what it was, or isn't what it used to be in the 50s when it was first built. Now I know you said you did some updates here and there to it, which is great. So hopefully your ordinance of law won't matter as much with that in consideration. But so let's say we have to rebuild your home 50%, 25% completely. The city has certain requirements on quality of your piping, of your plumbing, your electricity that you have to meet per certain city ordinance. So, in essence, it just gives you a little bit of cushion to where we're going to give you that $10,000 worth of extra. So let's say, we do pay out that $125,500 worth to completely rebuild your home. But let's say, your electrician and your plumber that was doing your work 10 years ago before you even owned the home didn't do a very good job, and they didn't use the right quality code that they should have used, and now the city's like, look, you're not up to code, you are not up to ordinance with proper plumbing, so we're gonna need a little bit more than expected to bring you up to that next level. So that's where that ordinance log of 10,000 comes into play. It's just a little bit of extra cushion in that rare occasion that you need a little extra. Yeah. Okay, dokie. We also have sewer backup of 50,000, which we already discussed. We have trees, shrubs, plants at 6,275. So that's gonna cover right around your property. Let's say you put in some bushes, you have some trees on your property. It looks like from the front picture, right? So let's say your house catches on fire and a couple trees nearby your house also catch on fire, and you want to have those trees and those bushes, your gardening, your landscaping fixed back to a comparable quality. We're going to pay up to that 6,000 or so dollar mark to help replace your bushes, your landscaping, your plants on your property. That's what that means. Yeah, you have a fire department coverage for fire fees of $1,000. So let's say your house catches on fire, the fire department is not free, right? So you call 911, the firemen come, and next thing you know, they're trying to charge you a couple $100 just for showing up. Even if it was something super minor, there's still going to be a fee associated with it. So it's going to just help mitigate that, either completely or a decent chunk. Just take care of it for you. Yep. Okay. Yeah, so for all of that, let me tally up everything. Yeah, we are looking at, with the water backup, we're looking at $1,100 a year. And without, we are looking at about $750. Okay, so you are leaning towards the water backup, but you're not sure. But okay, I definitely recommend it just because it is actually the most common type of claim next to roof claims for wind and hail. Those are going to be your main claims, but for whatever reason in the insurance world, it is what it is. I'm the agent, I'm not the underwriter, I'm not claims, I don't make the rules on that. But it's the most common type of thing. So, or that and, roof damage, hail, wind, snow, stuff like that. So we always recommend it, especially in certain areas that are closer next to the river, or next to a lake. So if you're pretty close to Lake Michigan, I would definitely suggest it, just to be safe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. So you got quotes that were comparable or a little bit more expensive. So yeah, and plus with the auto together, it's pretty decent. I'd say it's pretty good, right? So we are giving you a home and auto discount of 15%. We're also giving you a multi-card discount for having more than one car with us. Okay, yeah. No, we can go ahead and get that done today. Do you want the auto effective today, or do you want it effective the same day as your homeowners? I'll just do it the same day. Fair enough. Yeah, makes it easier to plan and budget things. And did you want to pay that all off right now? Or we have monthly payment plans if you'd like. We have automatic payment plans too. Yeah, you want to do an automatic payment plan? Okay, cool. Cool. Well, we can work with. And I meant to ask, do you have a mortgage company? Yeah? Okay, and were they going to escrow? Yeah, they're gonna do escrow. Okay, cool. So, in essence, that's super easy, right? So, don't worry about paying me for the homeowners, okay? Because you're gonna escrow it. So just take care of the auto, and we're good on the homeowners. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to call your mortgage company. I'm gonna talk it over with them, and I'm gonna get the mortgagee clause. I'm gonna list them as a mortgagee and an AI or an additional insured on the policy. And we're going to escrow it. So what that means is they are going to send the payment to us, to our company, right? They're going to take care of that. But it's not like you're getting free insurance. What that means is they're just going to lump it all together in your mortgage payment. Yeah, so that way it's like you really only have one bill to pay. You don't have to worry about paying both us and your mortgage company. You're just going to pay one bill. Just deal with one bill for just your mortgage company, and they're going to basically just charge you for the home insurance. So they're gonna pay it all off to us, right? They're gonna go directly to our accounting and make that payment, and then your mortgage company is gonna charge you on the back end as you're making your mortgage payments. They just lump that in there. Yeah, so you don't have to pay all that up front. Isn't that cool? Yeah, so you're saving some money up front, but yeah, it basically works out to be the exact same, but it just means you don't really have to pay for the homeowners right now. Going through the escrow route. Okay, cool. Can I have some contact information for them? Okay. Mel Spargo, you said? Yeah, Mel Spargo. Okay, I can work with that. And what's the phone number? Okay, and do you have a specific lender that you've been working with, like a specific individual, like a loan officer? Okay, Michelle. Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. And this phone number you gave me, is that her personal contact? That's like her office number? Okay. Can you give me an email too, just in case I don't get a hold of her? Just to expedite the process. Okay, and I'll email her too after I leave her a voicemail. Give her my email so she can send me information too, and we'll be in touch with that. Okay, you said you wanted to make monthly payments. Okay, cool. So, right now, let me configure the monthly cost of your auto insurance. So that was how much? Okay, that was 1,160 for 6 months, and we're gonna divide that by 12. So that's just going to be $96.66 per month. Yeah. Okay, you want to go that route? Okie dokie. So all I'll need this time around is just $96.66. We'll set you up with an automatic payment plan to where it's gonna automatically pull from your credit or your debit, whatever you want, or directly through your bank account, through your checking. Yeah. Okay. Do it with a card. Okay. Cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the payment now, and then when do you want it to come out? The 15th of each month. Okay, cool. So we'll do 15th. What's your card number? Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Well, that's easy to remember. And the code on the back. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. Is this Visa or MasterCard? Okay, yeah, Master. expiration date. Okay, awesome. And let me just verify that this goes through. Enter. Okay, ding, got it. Okay, awesome, went through. And like you said, we're gonna do it the 15th of each month, and I'm gonna print you out a receipt. I'm just gonna email all this to you, so since we're doing this virtually, so I'm gonna email you the receipt, and I'm gonna email you the binder for the auto insurance and the homeowners, and then I'm also gonna send you the cards too. Yeah, the cards. Yep. And I'm gonna send you a new document once I get a hold of Wells Fargo, or Bells Fargo, sorry. Once I get a hold of Bells Fargo and talk to them about their specific mortgagee clause, so we can figure out the escrow. I'm gonna add that on there, so bear with me. I'm just gonna go ahead and call them and send them this quote. And yeah, feel free to let them know that it's legit. Yeah, feel free to shoot them an email or give them a call too, real quick. And I'll give it 20-30 minutes and let you do your thing there with letting them know that it's a-okay. And yeah, then I'll reach out to Bells Fargo, Michelle, and get that all squared away. Once I get that, then I'll send you the binder, but I'll send you already got the quote. Yeah, you already got the quote. But I'll send you the auto binder, your receipt, and your insurance cards here. Yep, they have you and your wife's name on them. Yep, so your driver's on both, right? And yeah, I think you're good to go. And I'll send you the binder once I get the information from Bells Fargo, and I'll let you know, hey, we got the payment from them, we're good to go. It's gonna take like a week or two for you to get the actual policies in the mail though. They'll go, yeah, and they're at your mailing address now, your current place, and since you're not moving in for like almost a month, that's fine. Yeah, so they'll come to your current apartment. Yeah. Okay, and if it's taking a while, let me know, and I can check my system and I can manually email it over to you too, just so you have, but I usually don't get access to that until it's like literally shipped out to you, mailed out to you. So yeah, in like a week's time or so. Okay, cool. Well, hey, pleasure doing business with you. Nice to meet you. Yeah, if you ever have any questions or anything about life insurance, feel free to give me a call. I'd be glad to talk about even your kids too, doing whole life or a term or something on them. I usually recommend whole life for kids. It's cheaper that way. Knock it out of the park. It's done so for the rest of their life. You're good to go. So we have some good policies on that. So yeah, you don't have it on your kids. Well, look, I know I've taken up quite a bit of your time, and I know you're busy. So let's schedule a meeting, and we can talk about not only your you said you had it as a kid, yeah. So we can talk about your current whole life, and if we need to like tweak anything on that, we can always do a term over it. It's the same situation with your wife. Okay, well look, if nothing happens to that, we can just look at talking about your kids, because life insurance for kids is way cheaper than for an adult. Yeah, we'll schedule something for that, okay? I'll reach out to you later in a couple weeks, make sure the policy came to you in the mail, and you got your auto insurance cards will also come in the mail, but I'm gonna email you a paper copy so you can just print it out and have it and be good to go. As of right now, the moment you get the email. Okay, sounds good. Alright, well hey, it was definitely a pleasure working with you and talking with you, so have a good day. Feel free to drop by the office, or we can do another call like this at any time. Alright, sounds good.